Okay, boys and girls, now that I found the Great Seal in Pebble Go, this is what I'm going to be researching and learning about. Step 2 of the Super 3 is to do. So what am I going to do? I'm going to listen to the information carefully, maybe one time, maybe two times. I'm going to click into the red words in case I don't know something, and then I'm going to stop after each section and write down maybe one or two important details in my circle map so I don't forget.
The Great Seal is a symbol of the United States. The seal is a design made up of many other symbols. The U.S. government uses the Great Seal to mark important papers.
So I already know it's a symbol of the United States. I don't need to write that down. And when I set up my circle map, I wrote down that the seal is a design in the top left side in red. So I don't need to write that down too. But I might want to write down that it is made of other symbols and the U.S. government uses it to mark papers. So I might have to figure out a way to write it in short, easy words. So made of many symbols and used to mark important papers.
When was it made? In 1776, the 13 American colonies declared freedom from Great Britain. The new country needed a symbol. In 1782, Congress asked Charles Thomson to design a seal. He used many items in his design.
Okay, so I know that it was made in the year 1782 and a man named Charles Thomson designed it. So I did learn that and I'm going to put that down in my notes. I don't need to write down that the 13 American colonies declared freedom from Great Britain. That just tells me why the symbol was created. I'm just going to write down the date and the person who designed it.
The front of the seal shows a bald eagle. It holds an olive branch and arrows. The eagle stands for freedom. The olive branch stands for peace. The arrows show that the United States will fight for its freedom.
Okay, so I know that the front of the seal, that there's a front and a back. The front has a bald eagle and an olive branch with arrows. I'm going to write that down in my notes. I'm going to hold off writing that the symbol stands for freedom. I might write that very, very important fact in another place in my circle map because that is really important information. It tells us what the symbol stands for. So I will add that information later, but I will add the information about the bald eagle and the olive branch and arrows. I might even want to draw some of those things so I don't forget.
The back, the back of the seal shows a pyramid and an eye. The pyramid stands for America's strength. The eye stands for God. Words in Latin mean "He favors our undertakings" and "New order of the ages."
Wow, there's a lot of information. So the back has a pyramid with an eye. I'm going to write that down because that's important. It tells me what's on the seal. I might write that it stands for America's strength again in another place, not in the circle because it's really important. So I will write those two.
Where to see the seal? The Great Seal die is kept in the Department of State building in Washington, D.C. but you can see the seal on important government papers and on the $1 bill.
Oh, yeah, there it is on the $1 bill. You know what? I don't know what a die is, so I'm going to go ahead and click into it so I know what it means.
Die. A device used for cutting out, forming, or stamping material.
Oh, we have dies in our copy room that we can make different shapes of. So this makes the shape of the Great Seal. That's interesting information. So I will write down that you can see it on government papers, but I actually think I already wrote that down earlier from when I learned what it was. So I will write down that it's on the $1 bill. And again, boys and girls, try to write down at least one fact from each of the 5 sections. And then save what it means, like what does the symbol stand for or mean, for another place in the map. And I'll show you where in a bit. Because it's a symbol and symbols stand for something, it's important to put it in a special place. So we're going to put what it stands for in the bottom right-hand side. Notice I wrote it stands for, and I learned from my reading that it stands for freedom and America's strength. So I'm going to write those 2 things down. Some of you might just have one thing that it stands for. A lot of the symbols stand for freedom and strength. So you're going to have a lot of the same meanings for each symbol.